Hello everyone, a warm welcome to my channel. This is part 3 of the Legislature of India. And so in the previous videos I have told you what is a legislature actually. Okay, in India, and there are various forms of legislatures in different countries. So first our focus is India, then US and French and other constitutions which are important, which have a unique characteristic. Now you know that we have the Union Parliament, and you know the lists. In previous video I've discussed what are the lists. First is the Union list, then is concurrent list, and then is the residuary powers. Now, our is a non sovereign legislature, which means it has the uh, ability to act. It has the ability to act without being externally or internally influenced. So it our external and internal affairs are free from foreign intervention. Now, legally, the lawmaking powers are exercised by the president in parliament. In parliament, this is the parliament. We have the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha and the president too. The president is not the member of either of the house, but the president can use suspensory veto powers for ordinary laws, and the Supreme Court can use judicial review in that case to check the constitutional validity, which means that the what is the validity of the law. Is it legal? Is it adjusting with the basic structure of our constitution, or it is violating? Now what is the basic structure? The rule of law, judicial activism, and the it is not discriminatory in nature. It is protecting the fundamental rights of the people. We have to take in care that too. And now if we see that the president is again a nominal head, he doesn't have more powers. He is a nominal head, but the prime minister and his cabinet has the real powers. Now you can see that the Union Parliament is divided into upper house and lower house. Upper house is Rajya Sabha, lower house is Lok Sabha. Now the vice president here is the ex officio chairman of the Rajya Sabha. That means he presides over the meetings. Okay, and here it is the deputy speaker, not the president. Okay, and here in upper house Rajya Sabha we contain the 250 members, and 238 are elected and 12 are nominated from people who have extra knowledge about the art, science, or has done some noble deeds. For example, Sachin Tendulkar was also an MP. Okay, and then quasi permanent, which means only 1/3 of the people of the parliamentarians retire every 6. That means every member is enjoying a term of 6 years. So it is a permanent body, it cannot get dissolved every 5 years, just like the Lok Sabha. And Constitution of India vests this legislative power and law subjected to the judicial review. I told you what is the meaning of judicial review, which is the review by the Supreme Court, which says that this law is constitutionally valid or not. If it is not valid, it is declared null and void. Okay, and then you see that we have 545 members in the lower house and 650 members in the Every Lok Sabha members have 5-year tenure. They are directly elected by the people in various constituencies or territorial regions from where these leaders are elected, and more powerful because in some cases like monetary bills, which we will discuss in a while, this house is powerful. So these are the basic difference. You can pause your screen and note it down. There are some salient features of the Union Parliament. What are they? Let us know. President is not a member of the Parliament but still a part of the Parliament. See, according to Article 79 of the Constitution, the President is not a member of either house of the Parliament, but he is considered an integral part because his signature, first a bill is prepared, as I've told you what is a bill, what are the differences before. Now bill is prepared by the Lok Sabha or the Rajya Sabha. It can be initiated in any house. Now the bill contains the views of the people on something for the development of the people. Now this bill, until it is signed by the president, it doesn't become an act. Although there are restrictions in it, the president cannot use his will against the people's will, but yes, he has to put his signature, so he has a respect and the role to play. Now second is the bicameral legislation. So we have both the houses. What is the meaning of bi means two houses. What are they? One house is called the Rajya Sabha and the second is called the Lok Sabha, and you know the differences which I have shown you before. Now what number 3 is non-sovereign status, which means that the law has to be made, law which are made by the parliament, and that should does not like affect the provisions of the constitution, otherwise they are rejected by the Supreme Court of India. Now this Union Parliament can amend the constitution using Article 368, but it cannot change the basic structure. Now the president, what are the powers of the president? Now president of India can return any duly passed bill for reconsideration. If we find something is missing, he can put his considerations there and send them, and if they feel that it is required, it will be definitely put in and it will be amended. Now in case the president decides neither to sign nor return the bill, then the question will remains in perpetual suspension, and that's why we say that it is not a sovereign lawmaking body. Now the laws that are made had to be in at par with the constitution. Now the Union Parliament has lawmaking powers over the union subjects as well as the concurrent subjects. It also exercises powers on the residuary subjects. In a different video we will discuss what are union, concurrent and residuary subjects. Now what are the powers of both the houses? They are definitely have to be equal. The Council of Ministers are responsible to the Lok Sabha and not to the Rajya Sabha. If suppose a minister he doesn't act on the basis of law, then he like he can be questioned. There are question hours in the Lok Sabha, then they can be questioned and he can be responsible for that. And Rajya Sabha can delay the passage of a bill. Suppose a monetary bill that is initiated in the Lok Sabha, that is given to the Rajya Sabha for consideration, and within 14 days Rajya Sabha has to respond. Either it can reconsider or it can return, and definitely 2 times if the bill comes 2 and 4, then it is ultimately passed. So who is the real custodian of finances? It is given to the house which contains more representatives. In Rajya Sabha, we are the members are indirectly represented or elected, but in Lok Sabha we have the direct election. So people should have control over the real custodian. What is the meaning of real custodian? That is the finances and resources of the state. Now, the powers of both the houses are not equal. Lok Sabha, there is a national representative. So it has been given more powers than Rajya Sabha. Now, what are the provisions for the nominated members? According to Article 80 clause 1, it says the president nominates 12 members of the Rajya Sabha who have excelled in areas of art, science, literature or social service. Now in case of Lok Sabha, 2 members can be appointed from the Anglo-Indian community if they feel that these members are not well represented. Now, 6 point, Union Parliament is a powerful legislature. What is a Union Parliament? Union Parliament not only enjoys the executive powers but also judicial powers. In the Union list, concurrent lists and other lists, not except the state list, the Union Parliament cannot do any amendment or cannot talk about it. And according to Article 75 clause 3, Council of Ministers is collectively responsible to the Lok Sabha. The Lok Sabha exercises a continuous control over the ministers, and they are like selectively responsible or collectively responsible to the parliament. They have to give reasons for their actions. Now it is during the question hour. There are many types of hours. I have obviously discussed them before, so you can watch the previous videos for that. And then next comes that it has some electoral functions. Now what do you mean by electoral? Which means election related functions. The members of the two houses elect the vice president of India, and they also have the power to impeach the president, the judges of the Supreme Court and High Court. And C, the electoral college is also made from the members of the state legislative assemblies. The Union Parliament acts as a board of directors. The board of directors is nothing but the board which directs the government, okay, and for public sector undertakings. What are public sectors? Sectors which are under the control of the government. Now 7 point is that vice president is the ex officio chairman of Rajya Sabha and speaker the chairman of Lok Sabha. The meetings of Indian Rajya Sabha are presided over by the vice president. I have already told you. And the vice president is not the member of the Rajya Sabha. The vice president is not the member of the Rajya Sabha, not a member, okay. But he is conducting its proceedings, so he is the chairman. Who is designated as the chairman? Who takes forward the proceedings of the house. Now, like the British House of Commons and US House of Representatives, the Indian Lok Sabha is presided over by the speaker, their deputy speaker, and they have to be neutral in the sense that they won't bend to pressures from different political parties. They have to remain neutral in this case because the speaker, as we will read further, has a huge responsibility to play. So we know this Union Parliament is a powerful, to conclude, is a powerful active lawmaking body. It makes laws on through its different powers, And in the special circumstances, if the states want by two-third majority, they can tell the union parliament that the subject on the state list is of national importance. Then the uh, union parliament can take their actions. Next is the details of the Lok Sabha. So what are the details? You can see here a chart is given, state and union territories, and the number of seats that are allocated. You see there are total of 543 seats, and out and it is fixed at 545. Okay, and these are representatives from the union territories as well as the states. Now, what is the method of election of this number of members? Universal adult franchise. We have the state elections where we vote a citizen who has attained the age of 18 years or more can vote. It is universal because on the basis of caste, creed, religion, or gender, our citizens cannot be discriminated. Now there is a joint electorate, which means that all the voters of a constituency vote for a common candidate, and on the basis of their allegiance to different communities. We have told you about constituencies, the territorial designations or areas which are for the election of these candidates. Now there are some reservations of seats, I have already told you. Okay, now presently there are 131 Lok Sabha seats which are reserved, 87 seats for the scheduled castes, and 44 seats for the scheduled tribes. Now another characteristic is the single member constituency. The whole country is divided into a number of electoral constituency. As many states are there, as many seats are there. So the same number of constituencies are also there. That is only single member constituencies. And from each constituency, one representative will be elected because the total number is 543. Now, these territorial constituencies I have told you about. These are geographically demarcated area. And who demarcates this area? This is Delimitation Commission. And they are readjustable in nature. If a situation arises, they can change it. Now there is secret ballot system. As we know, your vote cannot be seen by others. The electronic voting system is there. Now here in this Lok Sabha election, there is a direct election. Any voter, in case of direct election, any voter can cast his votes to elect any candidate of his choice from a constituency as the representative of his constituency. Now, what are the qualifications for becoming the member of the Lok Sabha? Now, the Lok Sabha, you can see in this screen part, you can take down this. This is for your understanding. And next we have the Lok Sabha. As I've told, it is the people's representative directly elected by the people after 5 years of time. Here now we have something called qualification. For example, you move to a job, if you move for an interview and they ask what are your qualifications, and if your qualifications match with their esteem or their standard, then you are selected for the job. Now he must be a citizen of India and must not be less than 25 years of age, must not hold any office of profit under the union or state government, which means a member, a parliamentarian cannot work in both places for profit, which means for money. And he should not be bankrupt, he should not be of unsound mind, and if he had been declared an offender, he cannot do. all such qualifications as prescribed by the law of the parliament, and this law changes from time to time. Tenure. Now tenure is 5 years, as I have told you. Now sessions. What is a session? It is the gap between two meetings of the parliament which cannot be more than 6 months. Means in a year two meetings are essential, because we have 12 months, so two meetings are essential requirements. Now what is the quorum? Quorum is supposedly in your class on a rainy day, out of 50 students only 10 students arrive, then the class cannot begin. The class may end, may dissolve. Supposedly in this case too, the quorum is 1/10 of the members should be present. Now the what are the position of the presiding officers? First I need to talk about the speaker. Speaker is the chairman of the house and the presiding officer of the Lok Sabha. Details we'll discuss afterwards. Okay, both the speaker and the deputy speaker. Now what are the salary pension? Salary, monthly salary is rupees 50,000, and besides all other allowances there are different special privileges. They are there, they enjoy unrestricted freedom of speech and expression in the house. Their arrest in criminal cases can only be made if the speaker has been informed. Speaker's permission is required. Now we need, so we have seen this, the Lok Sabha thing. Okay, now we need to talk about the powers and functions of the Lok Sabha. Okay, then we will compare them. Now firstly, the Lok Sabha is exercising different types of powers. First is the legislative powers, then is the executive powers, then is the financial, judicial and constituent powers. One by one we will discuss it in detail. Now what is legislative powers? When you hear the word legislative, instantly think about the word bill. Now bill can be introduced in any houses. After it has secured the approval of both the houses, it becomes a law after the signature of the president, and 90% of the bills are introduced in the Lok Sabha, and in the Rajya Sabha then it is passed on. If the Rajya Sabha rejects the bills, I have told you the procedure, and the Lok Sabha reconsiders it. And if a deadlock occurs, like the Rajya Sabha is not happy with the reconsideration of the Lok Sabha, then the president can summon a joint meeting of the two houses and to show that it is presided over by the speaker of the house. Now the executive powers. The executive powers are present in Article 75 clause 3, which says the council of ministers shall be collectively responsible to the house of the people. Now the council of ministers, how they are elected? From the majority. We will discuss this in detail when we go to the chapter of executive, but still I will tell you this meaning of this very sentence, that council of ministers means that a council is there. This is cabinet actually, and this cabinet and the prime minister, they are elected from the party which has got the majority of votes in the Lok Sabha, and then they are collectively responsible to the house of the people, which means the Lok Sabha. In fact, it is for all acts it is responsible. If it now comes that if they enjoy the confidence of the majority in the Lok Sabha, then they will live in the Lok Sabha without any hindrance. They can carry forward their works. But if the prime minister we say that is a part of the Lok Sabha, and it is decided by the Lok Sabha only, the life and death of the cabinet. Why? Because there are different types of motions, adjournment motions, these are different things, and call attention motions, no confidence motions. If the Lok Sabha supposedly take a new case, that a Lok Sabha rejects any policy of the cabinet or passes a vote of no confidence, then the entire council of ministers have to resign from their positions. So the legislature have a huge hold because it is a representative of many people from different sections of the society, from different political parties. And then comes the financial powers. Now, I told you that the proceedings of the money bill, and it can only be introduced in the Lok Sabha. Now, what are the judicial powers? Perform several judicial powers. Judicial powers, you can see here: impeachment, I have told you before, impeachment of the president, Supreme Court judges, High Court judges. And this is a very difficult process in the US too, in our case too. Now see, to remove, they have to adopt a resolution. First, they have to say the charges on which it cannot arbitrarily remove them without any cause, and by 2/3 majority of members should approve them. The charges should be investigated by both the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha, and then these charges are there, both the houses, if they pass, then it could lead to a removal. It can also occur that there is a special address for the removal of high officers. Now, in this special address, now the president can be removed in this way. Now, how can the different high officers of the state, who are the high officers? Chief Election Commissioner, Attorney General, and the Comptroller and Auditor General of India. If they are guilty of contempt of the house, which means if they anger the house or their activities are violating the rights of the people, or they are violating the law itself, and law is made by whom? The Union Parliament, okay, as a whole. Now, what are the electoral functions? So, in a special address, it had to be presided over the president. The president will listen to the facts against these high officers, and then they can be removed. What are the electoral functions? Now, electoral means, I told you, the electoral college, how the vice president and president is elected. Now, what is the amendment power? I have told you Article 368, but it should not disturb the basic structure of the constitution. Now, the declaration of emergency. Now, when the emergency proclamation is done by the president, they had to be got approved by the Lok Sabha as well as the Rajya Sabha. It is not the will of the president, but if he thinks there are different types of emergencies which we will talk about, and then however, when the new law, then at the time of declaration of emergency, has to be get approved by both the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha within 30 days, otherwise it will get revoked. It will be not there because there is not sufficient cause for the declaration of emergency. Now, there are many powers like the approval of the ordinances. I have told you the difference of ordinances, how they are done in my videos, and then there is the change of the boundaries of the states, the changes in the qualification criteria. They can for example, they can put there is an educational barrier when you come to the parliament. Okay, this is reasonable barriers, not barriers like if your religion is this you cannot come, if your caste is this you cannot come. Not that way. It has to be reasonably restrictions, and it will go through the judicial review, no worries. And the change in qualification for the members of the parliament and state legislatures can be done, and for setting up of the public service commissions to the qualifications can be changed, and they had to be approved from both the upper house and the lower house. Now we need to discuss about the position. So you can see that we will discuss the position of the Lok Sabha. This one too is a difference. You can see here. You can just pause the screen. This one I have already told you. Next is the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. You can see this differences too. That also I have told. but let us see who is more powerful. Okay, the Lok Sabha or the Rajya Sabha. The Lok Sabha is the most powerful house, is the very powerful house and more powerful than the Rajya Sabha, because as 90% of the bills are introduced here, the Prime Minister too belongs to the Lok Sabha, which means that the cabinet, that cabinet is elected from the Lok Sabha only. So we have more powers with with the Prime Minister and his Council of Ministers. There are checks and balances too, that I have also told. Now, if the Parliament is the supreme organ of the state, the House of the People is the supreme organ of the Parliament. Okay, this is a quote by MP Sharma. Now, what are the in the functions of Lok Sabha? We have seen it mirrors the public opinion of the country in a wider sense. And now we will come to the Speaker of the Lok Sabha. Who is she? You will write in the comment section. She is the Speaker of the Lok Sabha. Now, what are the functions of the Speaker? And what is the status? The Chief Justice of India, is the highest ranking position in the judiciary system of our country. So, he or she enjoys this CJI type of thing. Like, her status is as important as that. When a speaker speaks, no one is allowed to speak, and he or she represents the dignity of the house and the nationwide, because you see the Lok Sabha is a wider representation of the people. I'm telling it time and again. Now, what are the method and of election of the speaker? Article 93. And the House of the People shall, as soon as may be, choose two members of the House to be respectively known as the Speaker and the Deputy Speaker. And after the new Lok Sabha is constituted, she or she is elected unanimously by a vote. Now, the leader of the majority proposes the name, and this speaker is elected, and it is in both by the ruling party as well as the opposition party. They are elected, they are reaching a consensus regarding this, and he is elected. It remains neutral. Now, you will write in the comment section some of the names of the speakers of the house. Now, his qualification is also required. That is the same as a Lok Sabha member, and the speaker has to be a member of the Lok Sabha. Okay, from there only she is elected. But is the tenure? Her tenure is that of the Lok Sabha, that is the 5 years time. Can resign anytime due to a bad health. Okay, and method of removal is given in Article 94. Resolution is passed by the majority of the members. Within 14 days he has to be removed, because she is not according to the regulations or norms, not to the likings so-called of the parliamentarian. She can be removed. Now, what are the powers and function? I told you she presides over the meetings, over the joint meetings too. She maintains discipline. She, like, a question is asked that in the quorum of the house, who allows the question to be done or to be carried forward, she allows. If she doesn't want it, the question will not be taken. To agenda of the house also, she determines it and conduct the business of the house. What are the business? Now, supposedly a person who spoke some unparliamentary word or abuses, he can be taken forcibly from the parliament. He can be removed from there, not permanently but for the time being. Now, what are the rules of procedure? Some ethical values are there. There is something called recognition of the floor of the house. Otherwise, you cannot take a person into account. Now, you will call a person to the floor of the house. He will give his decisions, his ideas, and then you will tell him to go back, and again you will call another person. Now he has the power to adjourn the house too. If the member supposedly behaves in a very bad disorderly manner, she can reject, I mean, she can expel them from the house for the time being. And the money bill, if it's in a deadlock, unanimous vote, both sides equal votes are there, then she has the power to give a veto or a casting a veto. She protects the privileges of the members of the house. Supposedly a dispute is there between the members. If she is the guardian of the privileges, she can decide that any problem can be referred to her. She will solve it, or he will try to solve it also. Now it is a link, the speaker is the link between the president and the parliament. The decisions of the parliament are given to the president before our agenda is introduced in the Lok Sabha to the president by the through the speaker. And what are the roles regarding the committees of the house? She appoints the various committees like the some investigation committees, corruption committees, rules committees, business committees. So she is appointing, and supposedly you want to see how the Lok Sabha proceedings are there. Supposedly you go and you want to sit in the gallery of the house, you can view it, but it is her wish that she will allow you or not. Okay, now if she allows, you can go and see. So it is on her decision, you can see her powers. Now administrative functions. Now he or she appoints the employees of the secretariat and recognizes also the rules or services for them to upkeep the proceedings of the house. Now there are certain ad hoc persons who are also employed here, who has to do something with the proceedings of the house, so she appoints them. Now what is the now that we are telling that the speaker should be impartial, that doesn't mean he cannot vote, he or she cannot vote or cannot show favor in case of the decisions, but too then she must act in an impartial way, otherwise it is a part of aggressive party politics. Now there is, to conclude, the speaker becomes the national freedom and liberty of the people. It has a position of your abilities, your leadership abilities, and in this period of the tenure of the speaker. Now we come to the second house, that is the council of the states, is the Rajya Sabha. Okay, you can see the composition, that is 233, and 12 members are appointed by the president, who are have a specialty in field of social service or work or art or science. Now the strength is 245 here, and there out of 233 seats are always there till date. Now it can change on the basis of the population. If supposedly a state is divided into two parts or different parts, then also the adjustment of the seats have to be done. Now what are the methods of election of the Rajya Sabha members? Indirectly by the state legislative assemblies through proportional representation and single transferable vote system. Now proportional representation means equal or same representation of the members. So this is a very complicated process. Still I will tell you that supposedly it is a process that I will make in a separate video because it will take time. So till then you remember that it is a proportional representative vote. Now what are the qualifications? Again it is same as that of the Lok Sabha, but here the age is 30 years and the things are same. Now tenure, I told you it is a permanent body, so each member enjoys a 6 years of term. 2/3 members are retiring after every second year, and every second year means 2 years time 2/3 member are retiring. Okay, Now, two-third, not one-third, sorry. Now, what are the sessions? In case of Rajya Sabha, we see the three sessions. In case of the Lok Sabha, the parliamentary session, like the monsoon, winter, and summer sessions. And now, here, when the session is there, there cannot be a gap of more than 6 months. Again, two sessions in a year, same as the Lok Sabha, and the president can call in a special session for emergency declaration too. I told you in case of the joint sitting. Now, what is the quorum of the house? Again, it is 1/10 of the total number of members. The privileges, I told you that the members of the Rajya Sabha enjoy several privileges. Now, what are they? They can express their views, unrestricted freedom of speech, and they cannot be arrested for any civil offense, and 40 days before and after the session of the Lok Sabha. Now, our Lok Sabha session is there, and again it is after 40 days only. If there is a charge, criminal or civil offense, then only he can be or she can be arrested. The committee, a special committee are there for protecting the privileges. I told you that the speaker in the Lok Sabha protects the privileges of the members, and here the special committee protects the same. And chairman of the Lok Sabha, I told you who is the chairman. Vice president is the ex officio chairman. He is not a member, remember. But in case of the chairman or speaker, she or he is a member of the Lok Sabha. And now, what are its duties? Again, the same thing: presiding over the meeting, maintaining the decorum of the house and discipline of the house, and in case of any measure for legislation, if there is something called a deadlock situation, then he or she can exercise casting vote too. Now, elected by the members of the Rajya Sabha, who is elected. The deputy chairman is also there, who is elected. Now, this deputy chairman, deputy not speaker, but deputy chairman of the Rajya Sabha is elected from the members. He or she is a member of the Rajya Sabha, but in case of the vice president, he is not a member. So in the next video, we are about to begin with the powers of the Rajya Sabha. Thank you for watching.